Yeah! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Scream, Peter Joseph, here for video number 2. On this Sunday afternoon, November the 16th, 2025. Thank you all for watching right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. If you don't, look it up. And also, leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, the present, and the future. Conan. But don't leave stupid comments. You know where you're going to go. And if you don't know, that's the Shadow Realm, where Satan and Ozzy will bite your head off and then eat the rest of your soul. So don't do it. You want to do it, go on somebody else's channel and do that shit. Because you ain't going to do it on mine. You don't like it, tough fucking shit. And that's it. And for our newbies out there, if you're watching for the very first time or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm not begging you to, but if you want to subscribe, do it. You know? Then get out of here. Simple as that. But if you want to subscribe, do it. Hit that subscribe button, smash that bell for more. And when you do subscribe, as we always say in the business, thank you for watching. Welcome to the party, pal. Hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, and grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. I don't have one at the moment because I got other things to do. But if I did, it'll be in a nice little glass or cup or whatever, like, you know, something like that. But nothing today because I drank my juice, so that's that. And we don't drink here on the show most of the time, but, you know, because we are not like that. But it is what it is. But whatever you got, water, juice, even your alcoholic beverage, when you watch my show, because I know you do, because you love me religiously, but I don't love you, some of you, but I digress. But sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. And like I said before, if you like it, great, you know, out the door. Get out of here. Don't let the door hit your smelly, fat ass on the way out. And it is what it is. And that's that. Moving on. Alright, on this Sunday afternoon, once again, Football Sunday, Week 11 in the NFL, in the league where they play for pay. Yeah, we got 7 weeks left of the NFL season, then the playoffs coming up in January. So, we're getting there. The New York Football Giants with their new coach. Not doing so good, Al. Was 19-13 Pack Queers in the fourth quarter. And it's still 19-13 with 11:45 left. Giants are driving. They went for it on 4th and 3 and right near the goal line and bloop. Couldn't do shit with that. And Packers got it back. Couldn't do anything. And now the Giants got it back. They're about at midfield. So we'll see what happens. Their horrible kicker is so bad. How bad is he? Well, he's bad. Let's just point that out. Missed the point after. I think both kickers missed the points at the 1 point after. So see what happens with that. But Giants are driving. They're at the 28 right now. And close to a first down. So we'll see what happens with this drive. If they can get to the end zone or if they're going to get 3. Not that. Niners play in a little bit in Arizona, as we call it. Levi Southeast. Because it's in Arizona. Because a lot of Niner fans out on the West Coast. And in the East Coast, too. Because they were at that Giant game a couple weeks ago. Where the Niners blew them out. I was happy. My dad wasn't. But it is what it is. But yeah. Niners got the Cardinals in a big NFC West game. They got the Rams in the Seahawks. You know, coming up as well on Well, it would have been on Fox, but there's no 4 o'clock game on Fox today, so that sucks. But good stuff today. Lions and Eagles Sunday Night Football. That's going to be pretty damn good, hopefully. We'll see. Jets already lost their Thursday night game to the Patriots. And one of the cornerbacks got shot today in Manhattan. I think his name is Chris Boyd. He got shot in the abdomen in Manhattan, I believe, today. And he's in critical but stable condition. 29 years old. Hopefully, he can recover. And it didn't hit any major arteries, because in the abdomen is not a great place to get hit, especially the heart or the head. But my prayers go out to him and the Jet franchise, and hopefully nothing bad happens to Chris Boyd, cornerback for the New York Jets. So they already lost Nick Mangold this year, a couple weeks ago actually, to kidney disease. They don't need another guy passing away. And that's that. Speaking of passing away, I did a video for legendary Mid-Atlantic Wrestling announcer and WCW announcer Bob Caudle. Passed away this morning, overnight in his sleep at 95. So check out the video. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's pretty much it. So check that out on the Metal Guy channel. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the Niners game and everything, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Smackdown, or as we call it, Weltdown Review for November the 14th, 2025. And we are emanating from the MVP Arena in Albany, New York, the state capital. You thought it was New York, right? Wrong. There's your geography test for today. Albany is the state capital, not New York. New York City, I should say, but it is what it is. Alright, Albany, New York, Gene, from the MVP Arena. And as always on Friday Night Smackdown, we have our commentary team of Michael Cole and Corey Slave. Or Graves, but I call him Corey Slave. But it is what it is. Alright, more matches in the John Cena, last time is now tournament. We have Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah, he's taking on the mystery opponent. We have that. We have, we had another one, right? We had Jay Uso, the Yeet Man, taking on The Miz. And a whole lot more on your 2-hour Cure for Insomnia WWE Smackdown, which is going to go to 3 hours right after the ball drops on January the 2nd. So, first Smackdown of the year will be 3 hours. So, get ready for that. But we're 2 weeks away, actually after this video, we're a week and a half away from Survivor Series War Games from San Diego at Petco Park. Should be great. We're finalizing the teams for the men and the women, which we'll get to in a little bit. So speaking of the women's match, we got an opening recap looking at the women's War Games match between Team Nia Jax, or Nia Jax, Lash Legend, get shit done, and Asuka and Kylie of the Kabuki Warriors. They're going to be taking on, well, at the time of SmackDown, was going to be Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, along with Rhea Ripley, and my girl Io Sky. We got that. So, speaking of Rio, and, Rio, not that Rio, not the wrestler named Rio, or the song Rio by Duran Duran. Her name is Rio, and she dances on my lap. And when she's done, she goes and takes a nap. Pretty much. Rio was on Collision this week, so yeah, more of that coming up later. But anyway, Rhea Ripley, my brutality! And my girl, Io Sky, they come out, get a big reaction from the crowd. So, Mommy, Rhea Ripley, doesn't think much of the Kabuki Warriors, thinking they have a numbers advantage. Well, they kind of do, even though it's 4-on-4 still. But anyway, but now, the Kabuki Warriors have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That's what Io said. War Games! Io saying War Games. Regal! You have some competition. Sunshine. So we get that. So Rhea brings out Charlotte and Alexa. And Alexa's gets on the mic and says, we're in for War Games to end the Kabuki Warriors and Nia and Lash, what happened last week. And then Charlotte's like, I'm not feeling this. And everybody's like, why? Well, she goes to Mommy Rhea Ripley, says, we have history together, I don't like you, I think you're a snake, you're a traitor, this and that. And Rhea is like, you might think the same about me, so I'm out. And I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. I think she's gonna come back in probably next week, but, I mean, we'll see. So that opens the door for AJ Lee, that is, and maybe the man, Becky Lynch, or if they do a regular Women's Intercontinental title match at Survivor Series, there you go, that. But I think it's going to be, I think AJ is going to be the fourth woman, or really fifth woman, then Charlotte eventually, after something's going to happen probably on Smackdown, or maybe Raw this week, or next week too, on the 24th, we'll see what happens with Charlotte, but I think Charlotte, if there's something wrong with Charlotte, then I understand she's out, but I think this is just a ploy to get her out, and then she's gonna come back in. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. So everybody's like confused, like, why? And Alexa's like, hey, you're my tag team partner, what the fuck? You know? So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave the first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Smackdown. We get that. Alright, match number 1. Another match in the Last Time Is Now tournament. We have the Yeet Man, Jey Uso, taking on The Miz. And, Miz's entrance cuts off. Jey running his own entrance back again for like the 50 millionth time. So he gets booed even more. So it was a pretty, I'm not going to go through everything, because I do got to go out. I got the Niners game coming up, so that too. So, anyway, pretty decent match. Miz started emulating John Cena with, his finishing sequence with the AA, then the, you can see me, bang knuckle shuffle. Hey, kids. Kind of like R-Truth, too. We'll get to that guy in a minute. He hits the skull crushing finale, for a near fall. They go up top. Miz looks for a super skull crushing finale. And then, Jey dropped him face first on the turnbuckle. I thought it was a botch. So I think Jey maybe was trying to do a super AA. I don't know. But it looked botchy to me. Just figure that one out. And then he goes back up top, hits the Superfly! Splash! 1, 2, 3, Jey Uso gets the win to advance to the next round where we face, I don't know. But, under 10 minutes, obviously Jey Uso was going to win. I was hoping Miz would win, get maybe to the finals, but Jey Uso gets the win. I would not be surprised if the finals are Jey Uso and Walter. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I wanted to be Walter and somebody else. But Walter's got a match tomorrow against Javon Evans, bouncy, and he's gonna bounce him like out the fucking tournament and out of MSG. Sucks to be you, Javon. We got that, and what's the other match? Forgot who's in the tournament. I forgot who else. There's another tournament match, but I forgot what it is. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. We move on. Alright, match was meh. 2.5 out of 5 stars, so that's it. Alright, we go to the back where DIY is there. They come up to Ilya Dragunov, the United States champion. So, we have Johnny Gargano, his hot white Candice LeRae, and the Psycho Killer! Also, Ciampa continues to complain about not getting a title shot. And then Nick Aldis like, okay, this is not how we do things here. And, not how Ilya does things, because he's the champ. He's an open challenge, whatever. And then Ilya says that the shot is going to someone who fights with honor and respect. You don't have that, Mr. Ciampa. So he gives the shot to freaking Axiom or A-Kid. So it's like the 4th or 5th week in a row that Ciampa's gotten screwed royally. And then you got Tamatanga, the resident gremlin. Yeah! You know, waiting in the wings as well, so we'll get to that after. So, Nick Aldis leaves them, and he runs into, my name is Paul Heyman, the Walrus, and Big Bronson Reed, a guy who looks like Otaku, but fatter. Sorry. But it is what it is. Well, big up to Otaku. Anyway. So, they're talking, and Paul has like a contract with something, and they're talking about that, and it's about the War Games team. He said, I could pick anybody from the Raw or SmackDown, even the NXT roster. That's after the break, we get that. Aldis already knew that. It's like, oh, you didn't think I knew that already? Duh. And then, Cody! MDK Cody, you bitch! The Unified Champion comes in to interrupt. He wants to fight, and we're going to match with him and Big Bronson Reed for the main event, but Heyman says, well, that's not good enough. Why don't you put the title on the line? And Cody's like, alright, Nick, book it. So, Aldis does what he does, and he books the match. And Heyman has this big evil grin on his face. Yeah. But you know that's going to end in chaos. Or Cody would win straight up. As much as I would love to have Bronson Reed as the champ, then Roman would smash him. But I think Roman's going to smash Cody at Mania. Depending if he wins the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be one of those. It would be nice to have Roman win the Royal Rumble again. Like, I think when did he win it? 15? I think it was 2015 or 2017. No, I think it was 2018. They booed the shit out of Roman. I remember that. I was like, oh, God, this guy. Before, I hated him way before then. I hated his guts. I said what I said in that video, which I then, after he got diagnosed with leukemia, and he got to, give up the Universal title and everything. And then I was like, you know what? I said my apologies, and then I became a Roman fan after that. Not because of some other person, you fucktards. You think that you need your head examined, a lot. Because you have no brain. So mushy, because and brain cells are gone. For some of you, but I digress. Anyway, so we get that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the ring. We go for the United States title open challenge. Ilya Dragunov taking on A-Kid, or otherwise known as Axiom. This was great. Great match. Back and forth they went. A-Kid hit this springboard moonsault forward DDT. Yikes! On Dragunov. Dragunov's like neck. I thought it was snapped. I was like, yeah! Jeez. And even Michael Cole and Corey Graves like, oh, I never seen that move before. I'm stealing it. Anyway, not that I can do a moonsault. I'm too, brittle. Anyway, moving on. Then AK goes up, Super Spanish Fly. Nice. That connects. Goes for the Golden Ratio. That gets countered with Torpedo Moscow by the Za. And then he hits the H-Bomb. 1, 2, 3 to retain the United States title in a little over 11 minutes. Great match. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, you love to see it. Code of Honor. There you go. So Ilya continues his great reign as champ for the first almost month that he's held that belt. And we'll see what happens next week, this Friday night on the program. We get that. And by the way, this Friday is a double taping. Because remember, next week, the 28th is taped because of Thanksgiving week. Raw will be the only show that live that week for WWE. AEW is doing live on the 26th, and they're taping Collision the same night. So yeah, a long night for AEW, the superstars, the men and women of AEW, and most likely Ring of Honor. But I think they already did all those. They're still doing the Houston, Texas tapings right now. So I think when we hit Thanksgiving, those tapings will probably be over because we got Final Battle coming up. And then after Final Battle, we get actually new stuff going into the new year. And coming out of Final Battle was going to be the champs and everything going into the new year. That's that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we go to Nick Aldis' office once again, and we see Ron Cena, R-Truth, still trying to get into the Last Time Is Now tournament. And he still wants to give Nick Aldis his balls. Something like, Truth's like, just take my balls! Oh, but be very gentle and shine them up a little bit. I'm like, what? The bathroom humor continues. Anyway, so he leaves, and Aldis puts Ron Truth's balls in the freaking tumbler. God forbid he's that mystery guy taking on Solo. Oh, God, no. I would hate that so bad. Solo should fight like Sami Zayn or maybe Roman. Maybe. But you never know in that tournament. Oh, Giants just took the lead 20-19. 4 minutes left, but Packers are knocking on the door. They're about to knock on the door. Come and knock on our door. They're at the Packers are at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 7. Whoop. Jordan Love goes back to pass. End zone! Touchdown! Packers. 3 guys on him. He still caught the ball. Kind of like Kittle did about a week or so ago against the Rams. Touchdown Packers. They go up 25-20 with the point after. They can go up 26-20, but there's 4 minutes left, so the Giants can possibly go down the field with the time. I don't know how many timeouts they have. They can probably win it 27-26, but we'll see. So if you have the Packers and the spread, you will probably lose. I don't know how much the spread was. But they're going for 2. It might be a bad decision for the Packers, but they could go up 7, so the only thing the Giants can do is tie. But if they stop them, they can go for the win. Love is back to pass. He's waiting. Little donkey. 2-point conversion is good. Alright. Packers go up 7 with 4 minutes to play in the game. And now the Giants have to go down the field and either get the touchdown, go for the point after to tie it, maybe go into overtime, or if they're stupid, which they are, go for 2 for the win. So, it gets exciting. 4 minutes left for the New York Football Giants. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so R-Truth gives Nick Aldis his balls. Tells him to shine them up and be careful with them. And then Chelsea Green, with a robe on, and out of fire, they come in. Chelsea demands pyro for her Women's United States title win. And Aldis says, shut up! Actually, he says, okay, fine, get out of here, shut up! Hey, don't say that to the Madam President. Come on now. Be nice. Fucking douchebag. We get that. Alright, so I get that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, during the break, Tommaso Ciampa attacked A-Kid, and Ben Frazier had to make the save. That'll probably be something this week. I don't know. That's that. Alright, Sami Zayn comes out for a little kitty chat. Talks about how he beat Solo to become the United States champion. And got to do a whole bunch of things as champ. Now he wants to continue to feud with Solo and the MFTs, but he's not medically cleared yet. That's left him on the sidelines for weeks. but that's going to end right here, right now. So he calls out Solo and the MFTs. They come out, and Solo says, I know the real Sammy will do desperate things, and you're still hurt, and, you know, if you want to go down that road, you know, it could end very, very, very badly for you, and I could drop you right here, right now. Sammy says, well, it won't be that long. You don't have to wait that long, Solo, because as of right now, I am officially medically cleared, but I didn't come alone. And then we get Shinsuke Nakamura and the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. They come out for a big old brawl, and then Ray Phoenix is there as well. They clear the MFTs and Solo out the ring, but Ray Phoenix has to get in his shell boning, and he has a big corkscrew flippy dippity doo off the top. And then later, I think it was right after that. Well, I gave the segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then after that, Nick Aldis is yelling at Solo, because Solo's like, hey, I want Sammy right here, right now. And Nick Aldis is like, you can get him in 2 weeks, November the 28th, Smackdown, in a traditional Survivor Series match. Why are we doing it before? I hate that shit. I know you got a 3, maybe 4 hour pay-per-view. But it makes no sense to have a match that could be on the pay-per-view on a random SmackDown. Like the lesser titles will be on SmackDown, like Women's Intercontinental title match or Women's United States title match on SmackDown. Ugh. I know the War Games match is going to last at least an hour. So that's 2 hours right there. And then you got the the mid-card matches right after, before, you know, in between. Probably going to be like 5, maybe 6 matches. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that, but, yeah. Alright. Moving along. Alright, then we got Jey Uso talking with Cody before his match with Bronson Reed for the title. They run into each other. They have a nice little mini kind of reunion, former tag team champions. I'm drunk. Can you feel him, sir? Yeah. No, I don't want to feel him, sir. No, I don't swim that way. Thank you. Go drink more, Cody and Jay. Idiots. Anyway, and then Jimmy Uso comes in, and he says, I got your back tonight, Cody, and I got your back at War Games. So now, we have the four men for Team Cody. So we have Cody, Punk, actually Team Punk, really, not Team Cody. Punk, Cody, and the Usos taking on Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Logan Paul, and then 2 other guys. And then the 5th guy, most likely would be Roman for Team Punk, but would then turn into Team Roman, but we got that. Moving on. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to Eli Drake. That's an insult. That's a fact of life. Yeah! He takes on the mystery opponent, and it is... Woo, woo, woo! You blew it, Zack Ryder. Oh, wait! Why are we calling him Zack Ryder? Is this a rib? It's supposed to be Matt fucking Cardona. We got a little remix of Oh Radio, tell me everything you know. Alright, so, yeah, Zack Ryder comes out. I didn't understand that, but okay, we'll go with that. And then they have a pretty decent match back and forth. They went. Zack Ryder's middle rope dropkick gets countered into a sit-up powerbomb, and then Eli hits the BFT, and he hits the 1, 2, 3 in a little over 8.5 minutes. So he advances to the next round, where he will face, I don't know, because he wouldn't have no brackets. So we get that. Moving along with that. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't that great, but whatever. Alright, we're in the back with Io, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss looking for a replacement for Charlotte, but then they get jumped by Nia Jax, Lash, Legend, Asuka, and Kylie They lay him out. Ooh, big time lay him out. Damn. So we get that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Back to the ring we go. Non-title match. We have the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, taking on B-Fab. No Mia Yim at ringside. And Jade dismantled her. She smashed, stacked, pinned her like Roman would to anybody. She beat her with Jaded in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. 2 minute suck fest. So Jade gets an easy win. And then Mia Yim comes out after to check on B-Fab. And Jade's like kicking her around, pushing her around. Bet you we get that match this coming Friday night that we don't care about. Let's see what happens with that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get a video of from Nick Aldis. We got new matches for this Friday night SmackDown in the Last Time Is Now tournament. I think these are the final matches on Raw and SmackDown, I believe. I don't think we... Oh, we did we did get Adam Pearce with Walter and Javon and Solo and the Mystery Man. So we got that. I think these are the final matches in the actual tournament. So anyway, Nick Aldis says, picks up the matches. We got Carmelo Hayes, him, taking on Big Bronson Reed. And then we got Pentagon Zero Miedo taking on Finn Balor. That should be a pretty interesting match. I'm looking forward to that. So those are looks like the final matches in the first round of the John Cena tournament. And then I think at the Survivor Series, after the Survivor, before the Survivor Series, I think we'll get the semifinals. And then the finals will probably be on Raw or SmackDown before Saturday's main event. And we get that. We move on. Alright, speaking of Carmelo Hayes, he's in the back with, I believe, Kathy Kelly. He says he'll see The Miz when he sees him, but he wants to get a shot against John Cena because he won't miss, because he's the man who don't miss sometimes. And then Big Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman come in, and Bronson says, I'm going to end Cena after I end you next week. Well, it remains to be seen. We have to see. That's that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And then we get a video for Mr. Black, Aleister Black, and his hot white Zelina. Not Selena Vega. They cut that off. Anyway, so Mr. Black talks about how he and Selena have corrupted the mind of Damian Priest, Poppy, just as they said they would. And now they're coming for the rest of the locker room. They're doing a mission to destroy SmackDown. And we got that. So, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, main event time for the SmackDown... not for the SmackDown title, or the Universal Unified title, whatever you want to call it. Cody taking on Big Bronson Reed with Mr. Paul Heyman at ringside. Decent match, back and forth. Bronson goes for the tsunami, but missed. No water in the pool for you, sir. And Cody hits the Cody Cutter for a near fall. Bronson rolls to the outside where he cuts off a suicide dive from Cody with a shot to face. Cody fights back. And then not big, but Braun Breaker! He comes out, kicks the living shit out of Cody, and causes disqualification, so Cody retains in under 5.5 minutes. Match was 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Braun Breaker and Logan Paul, who I don't know where he went, but they beat Cody down. Then the Usos come out for the save. They bring a table inside after they hit the 1D on Logan Paul. They put him on a table, going for the double Uso splash through the table. But then Drew McIntyre, Papucho, who got suspended last week, he comes in, beats the shit out of the Usos, and Nick Aldis comes out, starts yelling at Heyman, like, I told you not anybody, not him! And Heyman's like, with the contract, I have anybody! And Aldis is screaming, at the top of his lungs. And then Cody tries to make the save, but he gets claymored by Drew, and then And Big Bronson Reed comes off the top with Tsunami! It's a squash that punk bitch Cody Rhodes. I loved it. And that ends the show. So now Drew McIntyre makes up that team. So now we have 4-on-4. We could possibly get 5-on-5, which could be Roman. People saying Cena. I doubt that. And then on Team Heyman's team, or Team Drew, or Team Vision, probably going to be Brock. I could probably see Roman and Brock in that cage. Oh, it's going to be annihilating. Oh, boy. I feel bad for Issa because she loves both those guys. I mean, who you root for? I probably would vote for and go for Roman, but you know, can't go wrong with Beastie. So, Whitney, so good, it brings back Beastie. So get that. The Packers intercepted the Giants in the red zone, and the Packers are about to win this game 27-20. So the Giants will fall to 2-9. Good night to the Giants, and pretty much good night to the Jets. The season's pretty much over. They're just playing for pride right now. 36 seconds left. There's no way, unless the Packers... Well, I'm surprised they're not... Well, the Giants had 3 timeouts, so they could possibly get it back with like 5 seconds left. Yeah, like that's going to work. So, the Giants go to, pretty much they go to, 2-9. The Packers, I don't know what their record is. Jordan Love, like hurt his shoulder, but still stayed in the game and, got the Packers to a big win with that touchdown pass with 4 minutes left to a guy that caught it in front of 3 guys, because he's like, I think he's taller than the guys anyway, but whatever. Alright, the Packers will go to 6-3-1, because I got that tie early in the season. So they're at the 22-yard line, running the ball again. Giants call timeout with 26 seconds left. So, there's not going to be, unless the Giants run the punt back or block the punt and somehow score, this game is pretty much in the can. So week 11 is pretty much done for the Giants and the Jets. They both fall to 2-9. Now the Niners look to go to 7-4 against the Cardinals, which is about to hit right now. I think it's a 4-5 game, but so it doesn't start yet, but whatever. Anyway, let me finish this up. Alright, so Smackdown ends with Cody getting Tsunami to death, which is great. Thank you. And we get that. Alright, so the match was 2.5 out of 5 stars. But overall, Smackdown, I felt wasn't that bad. But still, I give it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show in a comment down below. You can do your own video if you want. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever. And that's that. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. I will be back later tonight with your Collision review right here on the Kill Games channel. Getting you ready for the new week. And we start off with Monday Night Raw from the Garden, the final Raw with John Cena. And CM Punk coming to the show. Roman is advertised to be on the show. I think he'll be there. AJ Lee, maybe. Brock, maybe. Might have Becky there. Lots of things going down tomorrow night at the Garden, the mecca of all sports arenas. And then we got NXT from the theater, the lovely theater, at MSG. Tuesday night for Gold Rush Week 1 and 2. This will be double taped. Wednesday we got Collision and, Dynamite and Collision live on TBS from 8 to 11. And then Thursday night we got TNA Ring of Honor coming back. And then Friday, we got Smackdown, double taping as well. And then this coming Saturday, we got Full Gear for AEW on pay-per-view, which I may be watching, because I do have some things coming up that week, this coming weekend. Some concerts I gotta go to, so I may or may not watch all of Full Gear. So I might have to watch some on the replay, but we'll talk about it this coming week, and then we'll do the review probably next Sunday. to get you ready for the Thanksgiving week and all that good shit. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Giants got the ball back with 10 seconds left. They're at the 35-yard line. See if they can make a miraculous comeback to tie it and go into overtime. I doubt it, but let's see. Winston back to pass. He's about to chuck it. He's about to chuck it, but the defender of the Packers hit him as he was throwing it. Bumbolaya! Packers get the ball back. Game is over. Not that it was going to be over. I mean, the Giants were going to win anyway, but yeah, that little glimmer of hope. So, yep. Giants lose. Giants lose. Giants lose. 27-20. Is that Micah Parsons? Yep. I think it was Micah Parsons hit Jameis Winston as he was about to chuck it. And the Packers get the ball back. Game is over anyway. Not that they could have done anything. So, Mr. Kefka, the Giants' new coach, the interim coach, who gets his first loss, taking over for Brian DeBall, who I heard who wants to come to the Niners. No! Stay your bald ass away from my team, you fucker! Oh, now we got a booth review? Oh, for some odd reason we got a booth review at the end of the game. The call stands. Packers win the game anyway. That was a waste of time. Fucking waste. Alright, Packers win. They go to 6-3-1. The Giants go to 2-9. My buddy, Big T Potato, sorry, your Tourette's is going to continue. Cody Butthole! No, whatever. His Tourette's is starting to come to me now, but we got that. Falcons are up 24-19 with 2 minutes left. I don't know who has the ball, but got bonus coverage on Fox. We're going to the Niners game after, in between that, so we got that. Alright, I'm out of here. Going to watch the Niners game. I will be back later tonight with your collision review, like I said before, and that's pretty much it. So, 6.5 out of 10 stars for Smackdown. Let me know what you guys think down below, and that's it. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Until next time, peace.